The city of Philadelphia has spent 20 years improving their water. To fight taste and odors, they had to understand it. They knew that the battle of taste and odor in the distribution system would be won or lost over data. So they hit the books, trying to learn as much about their system as possible, starting with the characteristics of the water itself. They had to establish a baseline of normal background odors and chemical stability.
And then we were able to document changes in that. When did problems occur and how did they impact our customers?
Next, they looked at their distribution system. A lot can happen once the water leaves the treatment plant.
We have the water inside the pipes or the storage facilities. We have the materials that contain the water. And then we worry about tampering with the system. Cross connections, backflow, water main breaks, new water main installation, did something come in contact that shouldn't have, and thereby change the taste and odor quality of the water.
Another source of taste and odor problems is customer plumbing, a problem made worse by the age of the city.
The house I live in is 100 years old, and there's a lot more houses that are older than that. So there's a lot of old plumbing in the city. I would say that with my experience, if your taste and odor problem is not coming from your source water, and there's no reason to suspect any type of cross connections, there's been 9 times out of 10 it's coming from the customer's own internal plumbing.
Although customer plumbing is not their responsibility, it does affect water quality and consumer confidence. It also goes a long way in gaining the public trust.
It's to our benefit to solve their problem for them, and that has great public relations benefits to help our customers that way.
Armed with information, they identified key problem areas and created a list of best practices to put into action. It starts with prevention. One cause of taste and odor complaints is cross-connections. A cross-connection program was created, requiring the installation of backflow prevention devices and certification for plumbers and plumbing inspectors.
Over the last maybe 10 to 15 years, we have seen a reduction in taste and odor problems coming from major buildings or facilities.
Taste and odor complaints also tend to occur in conjunction with water main repair and replacement activities.
We didn't think we had a problem until we started looking at customer complaints, until we started testing the water for taste and odor. And then we found out that we had more problems than we knew we thought we did.
To catch these problems before they reach customer taps, new and repaired mains are now thoroughly tested before they are allowed to be put into service. They also targeted their storage facilities.
As the chlorine residual dies off, our customers begin to notice the underlying tastes and odors, whether it's musty or earthy, that the chlorine residual is masking.
Lowered residuals also allow biological regrowth, so storage tanks are closely monitored. These types of taste and odor problems are often linked to water quality and regulatory compliance. An added emphasis had to be placed on monitoring. A sample is easy to collect, but to be useful, it must be the right sample.
We take a sample and we ask the customer, can you tell me, is the problem here in this sample I've collected? If the problem is not in the sample, then there's no use bringing it back to the laboratory. We need to capture the problem that the customer is talking about and then analyze that problem.
The customer also needs to describe the problem, which can be difficult. Customers are often not familiar with taste and odor descriptors.
We might mention, does it smell more chlorinous, or does it smell more like a rotten eggy, type of thing. It's sort of like working their way through a little tree. Is it this? If it's not that, is it this? And then narrow it down to as much as you can.
A good description will point the lab in the right direction.
Let's say the sample, the complaint, the person says it's a metallic taste. We would look for chemicals that give a metallic type of taste. We would test turbidity, we would test pH, and look for some of the obvious clues as to why metals could be leaching out of a plumbing in this person's home or this building.
Once the problem is identified, it's time to go after the source. If customer plumbing and cross connections are ruled out, the search works its way upstream.
You start looking at your water distribution maps, and that's where you draw in your your system operators to help you say what could be happening in this region of the system that's different from other areas.
It's a very methodic approach, one that works. The Taste and Odor program is now well established, but it hasn't stopped growing.
When a customer calls in and we find a problem and we solve it, we learn about our system. And when we learn about our system, then we have a better chance of preventing problems from happening again.
And it's this commitment to continual improvement that's winning the battle against taste and odors and reestablishing the public trust.